The more skill you get at a video game, the less fun you get out of it. It feels like the best memories we made playing the game was always made when we started playing, and we just never feel the same highs like we did back then. Well, to answer that, we have to go back to the start. One day, you decide to pick up a game that all your friends are playing, and so you think, why not try? Or maybe you saw some videos on YouTube and got hooked that way. No matter the reason, we all start in square one. We don't know how the game works, what the mechanics are, or hell, even what the game is about. How easy it is for you depends on a few factors, like maybe you're just mechanically gifted, or maybe you played a similar game before. But irregardless of your background, one thing seems to be a shared experience with everyone, which is that the beginning of your journey is, and always will be, the most fun you'll ever have playing it. Just to be clear, I'm talking specifically about competitive online games. You don't see people going around complaining about the game balance of Skyrim or Elden Ring, even though there might be points to make there. And yet, we always hear high-ranking players from every game complain and whine about the very game they spent the most time on. And there's a reason for that. You know how managers always seem to be so incompetent at their jobs? Well, that's because of the Peter Principle, which states that people will be promoted to their level of incompetence. Imagine an employee named Bob. Bob starts working at McDonald's, and he's great at his job. He's quick to prepare food, he's friendly with customers, and he keeps the place clean. Because of this, Bob is promoted to shift supervisor. And as shift supervisor, Bob continues to do well. He manages the team, and he makes sure everything goes smoothly. And because of this, Bob is promoted once again. However, this time things are a bit different. Now, Bob's job requires a bunch of skills that he just doesn't have, like managing budgets, handling HR issues, and planning strategy. Bob, through no fault of his own, is unprepared, and he just doesn't have the skills to handle the position. Yet, he got here because of the Peter Principle. Now, I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. The Peter Principle also applies to competitive video games with skill-based matchmaking, which, let's be honest, virtually every game has it nowadays. So, simple, right? New players keep playing the game until they get promoted to their rank of incompetence, and that's why they enjoy it less. End of video, thanks for watching. Well, not exactly. As with all things, it goes a little bit deeper than that. And to illustrate, here's a beautiful diagram I've made to show an average player's progression in a game. First, you start off here, as a complete beginner, which also means that learning the basics gives you a lot of return. Small things like knowing the map layout, where health packs are, if that's a thing in the game, or just a general improved understanding of the game. All of these things are quickly rewarded with winning more games and just a better overall experience. Your effort to reward ratio is really nice. This is fun. You can think about this beginning phase using the 80-20 rule. Basically, what it means is that you will get 80% of the value by only learning 20% of the skills. That's why it feels so fun to begin learning a new game, because your ratio of effort to reward is literally 1 to 4. Now, you might ask, what happens when you go past the 20% mark? Well, something not so fun, which is that the ratio flips. You've already gotten 80% of the skills by learning 20% of the knowledge, but now to get that remaining 20%, you have to put in 4 times the effort. And to add insult to injury, all the things you have to learn become way harder. Now you have to learn things like track the enemy's ability usage, smoke timings, knowing the timing of when a dead enemy will come back to the fight. Everything becomes more difficult and complex to learn, yet your ratio of effort put in to reward becomes so frustratingly small. And who wants to put in 4 times the effort to only get a quarter of what they got before? Now, combine that by being promoted to a rank where you just don't have the skills to compete in and beat the other players convincingly, and lacking the instant gratification of learning new in-game skills that translates to wins. So what does this all mean? Should we only play games until we hit that vague 20% and then just dip out? No. In my opinion, it just means the devs have to find out other ways to give players a sense of progression, independent from their ranks. This can come in the form of prestige or mastery systems, unlockable content, achievements, and badges. Basically anything that players can grind for that isn't related to their competitive ranking. Many games like Valorant and Overwatch use seasonal models where ranks get reset after a set period of time, which allows people to experience the thrill of climbing again until they once again hit the wall. New hero releases also simulate the new player experience, except in the form of a new kit and new abilities. In my opinion, whatever the game is, you can't solely rely on skill-based matchmaking to keep it fresh. You need other ways to get people in the door. Otherwise, people will just feel frustrated and stuck and have no reason to come back to play the next day. So there you have it. That's why I think you enjoy the game less the better you get at it. Thanks for watching.